First opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Back to throw now on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it a second down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Freeman. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. Fights through and now a crease. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. The confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Detroit! They'll set up a throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. In for the score. And the Saints have taken the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Escapes the sack. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. He'll take it at the 42. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
I thought you were going to break that. I thought you were going to catch that on that side.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And now it's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Looking to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Touchdown, and the New Orleans Saints put 6 up on the board. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to it.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for
Colin,
a big
can
shot
you hear me?
downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to.
That's why you're supposed to have a rum and coke to stay awake, remember?
I don't think rum and coke is used to stay awake. I'm pretty sure that it has the exact opposite effect of what you're going for right now. Though it does sound delicious.
You're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach.
I've been playing for it for like the last hour, and I keep taking like second, third, for somewhere in the top 10. And I'm just like, oh my god. So close, so long, it's driving me crazy.
I was wondering why you weren't very responsive. You were so excited to see this game.
Yeah, I was in the top 10, and I killed 3 of the people in the top 10. And then I was collecting the loot from one of the kills and healing up. I got exploded by a rocket launcher. So I had to take cover and heal back up. And then as I was healing up the second time, the storm started to close in, and there's just nothing I could do. Once you're outside those purple walls, you're dead.
I regret going into man coverage there.
Here's another 1st and 10.
I actually play a lot of man defense, so I'm an advocate for it. You just gotta call it when you don't think they're gonna run a drag or something underneath.
Oh, the way he was trending, it looked like he was trending using the running play.
Is 93 Brian?
What?
It's 93 that Taven Brian kid.
Well, he's the only white guy on the line, so yes.
I was gonna say that guy's huge, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fucking ginormous.
So he looks like Bose's friend. He's just like massive compared to all the other D linemen.
Oh, fuck.
Cool. Morty.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Back to throw here.
Oh!
And Smith-Schuster, it's complete.
Ooh.
I couldn't break back that quick.
Here as he's taken down at the
Fake a blitz and he's gonna throw it right behind you, right?
Yeah, I faked blitz. I went left, and I went to cut back to intercept the ball, but I was like
A little late, yeah.
just a little too late. I'm still kind of getting that timing down.
Alright, good. I just had a petty kill in the other game where it was like I felt so bad killing the person. They landed on this water tower and they grabbed the chest on top. And I was like directly in front of the guy but on the ground. And I shot him like 3 times and he jumped off the water tower. And I thought for sure he saw me, but I guess he didn't because while I was reloading, he ran straight towards me, got in front of some rocks, and then had his back to me hiding behind the rocks looking the opposite direction. So I just like walked up behind him real casually with 2 pistols, waiting to see if he ever turned around. He never did, so I just went. I just felt terrible. I was like, how did you not see me shooting you in the face? Hiding behind rocks with your back to me, you obviously had no idea where I was.
That was a good drive for him.
Oh yeah, that was one of those passes that it could have been hung on to.
It also could have been intercepted if Hayward breaks that a little bit quicker.
Oh yeah.
Or Poyer, I think it might have been, actually.
Yeah, it was played. I'm gonna play behind, so. Dortch.
Yeah, he's a rookie receiver, but he's got actually some solid return stats.
So what do you think about being in New Orleans? Or Narlins? Whatever you say it.
It's weird looking at the jerseys.
How do you like being in the dome?
It's different. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, I don't think, in terms of my play.
Well, wind, kicks, things like that.
Oh, this is true.
Weather.
I do like that.
Yeah. Plus, if you have home advantage throughout the playoffs, you don't play in any adverse weather.
This is true.
Yeah, I've been thinking about moving my team because it rains a lot in the late season, especially into the postseason.
Ooh. Ouch. I saw Dale put up a solid amount of points there earlier.
Yeah, like 30-27 or 33-30, something like that.
Jose's over here dropping 30-something points a game.
Like I said, as you play, like your team just like progresses. That's what I was telling Mark the other day in the chat. Like, eventually, even the worst players are going to be able to drop 60 points a game. Yeah, they may not win every game, but still, like, you're going to get to a point where your players are just, you know,
the team can kind of win for itself almost.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the beginning of that. Dale's defense,
my first drop,
or no, Dale's offense playing good, and then Jose's defense now putting up like 6 interceptions without him. Makes an interception, switches to the players after the interception's made. Oh yeah, starts running back. I picked it, guys. I'm like, Jose. It has to be a user to be you picked it. And he's like, no, I got it. I'm like, yeah, you got it.
It's okay.
Good.
It's good for
Oh,
Jose.
yeah.
It's good. It's a confidence booster. Also, when did Fimi rejoin?
He messaged me on Facebook like first thing in the morning. I woke up and he had already messaged me. And his first comment was, "Can I rejoin the league?" And then the second comment was, "Where's Red?" And I was like, "Well, Reg had a nervous breakdown and quit." I was like, "But yeah, you can rejoin the league." I was like, "But can you tell me where you've been?" And he's like, "I was moving." And I was like, "Ah." I thought about getting into the whole, you could have told somebody thing, but I feel like that kind of goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I added him back in. He picked the same team without me even telling him to. And then when I told him he didn't have to because he had missed 2 full seasons and his team's kind of taking care of itself, he was like, "No, I'm cool. So, I'm fine being here." He said, "There's no Red now." I was like, "You still got to go through Jacksonville, though." He has to be like livid. Finally gets an interception. Freaking fumble the next play.
The saddest part is like the interception itself, like, was literally a bad throw by the quarterback. Like, it was just.
Oh yeah, I was watching. I could just tell it's just off.
He still occasionally does that. His short throw accuracy is not good. His medium and long are very good though.
Yeah, so that's my same problem with Chart. Is like his deep route running is great, but his short route running is meh.
So wait, I saw earlier you're actually trying to move Saquon.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Just because you have a rookie running back, I'm assuming?
More or less just, he's movable because of the fact, like, it doesn't have to be Saquon for me to have an effective offense. And second off, I'm getting tired of people using the excuse like, "Oh, it's just because Saquon's unstoppable." Like,
wait,
if I hear it one more time,
do you mean Marcus?
Yeah, but I mean, even Red kind of hinted to that, saying he was like a modern day LT or like a Michael Vick on Madden.
Yeah,
like, you just can't tackle him.
You can literally turn any player into that. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, I know, and I'll keep doing that too. But I mean, in the meantime, if it makes somebody feel like, hey, they just inherited Hercules, why not? So is he talking to you the whole game, or just recently?
Who, Justin?
Yeah.
He had music playing in the beginning. I haven't heard of it since.
I was like, because his microphone keeps splashing on up there. I'm like,
I think it prioritized audio. I think it prioritized the audio from the party chat.
Yeah, it does. You have to switch it back to game chat if you want to.
Oh, he stopped. Yeah. But he's been on and off the phone, too.
Gotcha. Yeah, send me an invite. Maybe at halftime I'll send another one.
Got you.
See if he wants to join.
He also did say in the Facebook chat that he is drunk.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, oh, that works perfectly. Colin loves that.
I am too, so. Probably not as bad as he is. I can still stay in the gun and shoot.
They'll set up the screen for Freeman. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I'm not sure how I feel about running this dink and dunk offense the way I've been.
I mean, I always just kind of practice what I want to run against players on the computers, and then just try to get routine. Mark's a dink and dunker, but Mark also struggles to put up points when he has to. Then there's people like Cam who go for all or nothing so often that they find it very hard to just maintain a drive.
Yeah, you have to find like a happy medium between the two. You have to be able to score, but you also have to be able to drive and run the clock out.
That's one of the way I set my offense. Is I set up all the little short stuff, all the intermediate stuff, all the running plays, all that stuff first. Then I start hitting people with play action and deep passes and aggressive plays, because then it's set up to the point you can't just sit back and wait for it. Because if you do that, I'll just pick up first down after first down all day. So you kind of have to make that choice early on. Are you playing aggressive, or are you just going to stay back on it all day and wait? That's how I usually get marked. We'll start out in the Super Bowl like, I don't know, maybe I'll get 1 touchdown or put up like 3 points in the first quarter. And then he'll go into the second quarter feeling like he has me on the ropes and he just needs one big play, and he'll start getting more and more aggressive. And then by the third quarter, I start to capitalize on his aggressiveness and his mistakes, and it goes from being like 13-3 to like 30-10 or 35-10 or whatever, and then he's like, well, the game screwed me over. And I was like, he's like, I had you in the whole first half. I was like, it's just kind of a scheme.
The thing with you is it's really damage control. Like Red thought he figured it out. There's really no true way to beat you. The only thing you can try to do is mitigate the damage.
I mean, there are ways. Like I have patterns and I have habits, and there's things I see myself doing that I know better. But like in the moment, you know, I just have those quirks that everybody has in mind. It's like, okay, I have go-to plays, or you know, the go-to formations or packages I like best.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I have those same tendencies that I capitalize on. The thing is, I don't typically play people who seem to do that back. You were like the first person in a while to kind of capitalize on the fact that you knew when I was in that set eye formation that I like to run wide to the right. So you just had your defense kind of contain the outsides for the entire first or second quarter.
Yeah, and then
it wasn't until like right before halftime. Yeah, it wasn't right before halftime that I just decided to try going off tackle up the gut, get one-on-one in the inside of with your middle linebacker, and then make a spin or a cut to make a miss. And I was able to do that, but I mean, you're not always going to be able to adjust on the fly like that. I mean, I think you definitely had figured out what I like to do watching me play, where I like to run, where I like to throw. I think Mark's figured out like my passing routes because everyone's using the same offensive playbook, the one I've been using. So like now everybody knows my packages and my plays. So
this is true too. We are running the exact same playbook, so it's easy because I already know the plays and the formation and what they look like. And
exactly. So like I think that's starting to factor in. I mean, I could change it, but at the same time, like, they're all the same plays and all the same books. There's just a couple differences.
So close.
And that takes us from second to third down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50%.
I think the thing that people still neglect to understand, especially people like Red, who just never seem to grasp it, is I don't build my secondary first. I build on both sides of the ball, inside out. And I built my D-line. The very first thing I did was pick up Bradley Chubb and make moves to move Fowler and McLaughlin and Campbell and Darius. And like I rebuilt that whole D-line. Like right at the beginning of season 1. I didn't pick up the new corners till like the end of season 1. I added one in the beginning of season 2. I added another. Everyone's like, oh, he needs defensive backs. It's like, I use my D-line to get pressure to make people make bad mistakes, and then I use my defensive backfield to capitalize on those mistakes. I don't use the defensive backfield to jam you and tie you up long enough to get pressure. People just seem to have that backwards.
4 yards on that last completion.
Well, that was how I did it in 18. I always built from the line. I always had this dominating defensive line. The problem is I feel like I found players that fit what I want to do, but they just don't seem to get there like they would have in the last game.
Well, I've noticed that block shed takes a lot longer to upgrade than it used to because you can't do it manually. And like even Boza, who's a 99 overall, is still like in the high 70s, low 80s. Like, so there are a lot of people who just get hung up on blocking. The other thing is there seems to be a great impact on finesse versus power, which is if you have a pure pass rusher and he's all power and he gets a one-on-one block, he seems to really struggle to get off that block because he doesn't have any finesse. And if you get a finesse rusher who gets a 2-on-1 block, he seems to struggle to get him a log jammed.
Because he doesn't have all the power.
Yeah, so it's like you either have to have a sweet bounce like right in the middle, or you have to scheme your defense in a way your finesse rushers one-on-one and your power rushers in the middle 2-on-1. Because like I ran Boza on the left side as a power rusher, Donald was a power rusher, Campbell was balanced, and then Chubb was technically a power rusher, but I had upgraded his finesse first because I thought with his speed it would be more of an impact. But Chubb would win all the one-on-one battles just fine, but Boza really seemed to struggle. This year with Boza on the inside, he shreds the middle of the offensive line like it's butter. Him and Donald, because they both get 2-on-1 blocked. Whatever way that center goes, that guy just gets right through. So I think it's important to like match them up one-on-one, make sure you get the right people in the right fit.
I honestly think I just found my favorite formation within gun split offset. 2 running backs.
Oh, that's a fun one. Yeah, that's a real fun one.
Especially when you've got a backup like Alex Collins.
There's actually one, if you're still in the same offensive playbook, in gun where the running back lands up on the line of scrimmage next to where the tackle is. And if you put him on like a draw, or not draw, but like on a drag, there's not a linebacker in the world who can keep up with him up the line.
I'm trying to forget the actual formation that. Oh, hello. Okay.
If I run that one a lot on third down, I'll let Barkley up right off the bat. It's the gun formation. I don't remember the name of it, but my trick is just I look for the running back's number to be right on the line of scrimmage. He's always on the far left. But I'll go like if I'm on 3rd and 1 or 3rd and short or whatever, I'll just line the running back up right there.
That's what
Best way to see it is look at their numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but I don't want to run out of time either.
But I'll get, running back lined up, and either I'll have him cut right to the outside up on like a zigzag, or I'll have him do a drag across the middle. I'd say 9 out of 10 times he beats his man by at least 3 steps.
Especially when you got a guy like Freeman.
And then if I see it's like a 3-4 or like a 4-4 or a 4-3 defense where he doesn't have enough corners, I'll just put him on a go route and have him matched up on a linebacker right down the middle of the field. Because a lot of people see the cluster and think, okay, it's a bunch set. The running back's in the backfield. Then when you line up, the running back's not in the backfield, and it's like, wait, what?
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up, let's get moving, guys.
Kind of glad we weren't in there for the time, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Get a 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Back to throw here. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2.
I keep forgetting he has Hunt.
Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like
So how's Louisiers playing?
Well. Oh, I thought he was going to go up higher. I thought he was going to go for Brate there.
Oh,
fuck. He's good. I'm still adjusting to the speed, but I got a couple. I got a user lurk with him earlier. He had another pick in the last game too. It's not 11, but
I think he was the second fastest linebacker in the draft, and I only took him because he was still sitting around like in the 4th. And I was just like floored. He was like a projected 3rd rounder, but was there around later. And he had like.
You're also the only one that really does the research too.
Yeah, which I'm noticing more and more every year. Like in the 1st round, I think I drafted all superstars and stars. In the 2nd round, I think I drafted all quicks and a couple stars. And then in that 3rd, my final round, I think I drafted all quicks and then him, who I think was a star. Or quick. I don't remember. But I did pretty good. I just cut out going for those reaches where it's just like the guy looks really, really good on paper, but you just know something has to be wrong if he's still sitting there.
Yeah.
I did that in the last draft a lot. In the later rounds, I got like a bunch of normal devs that I just cut as soon as the season started.
Well, I don't know if you remember, I traded up a couple of times to take a couple risks on some corners in this last draft.
Those are hit or miss. They really are. Especially when you don't have like the all-year college report on them.
Yeah, I missed most of the scouting report. I wasn't as focused as I have been in the past.
That's right. Going through what I've been going through, I feel the same way and thinking you've been doing it longer. Trust me, it's understood.
Only us.
Yeah, it's weird. It's all at the same time.
Oh, I just went full Badger.
Oh, here comes a lurk.
Well, this defensive pressure's been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll take on an interception here.
I don't know why users make that throw. I'll never understand in 1,000
As soon as
years
I
how
saw
you can
Diggs
stay.
going that way, I knew that it was going to Diggs. It was only going to go to him.
I just can't understand how people can stare at the field, see the guy running step for step with the guy, and still press that button. I'll never understand that.
I don't know. I press that same button all the time. It's like you've never played me before.
Well, I mean, everybody does it. I just can't understand why they do it.
Well, you just, I guess you hope, like, your 99 overall guy is gonna...
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I guess I can understand why you think sometimes they're going to get away with it, but... It just drives me crazy when people like Mark will do that same thing and then be like, oh my god, I'm being shafted by everything today. Catch the ball. I'm like, you don't have a prayer. Like, it's 5 yards underneath you and the ball went to him. How are you going to catch that?
My fullback decided to just drop the ball.
I saw that.
It's also about where you place the ball, too. Like, you're not just gonna... No! That is what it is. You know, you can throw the ball, but you have to place it in the right spot.
Why I always tell people, like, everyone assumes in their head that they're going to lollipop it right over the top of the linebacker, but underneath the defensive safeties, and it's just going to hit that just right sweet spot every time they call that route. It's like, it never does. Like, if you lob it, it's going to be picked. If you pull it, it's going to be picked. If you put it up high, you're going to get creamed and you're going to drop it. If you put it down low, it's going to get picked.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is
Even I can't make that throw.
touchdown, New Orleans.
I'm trying to get bold and audible into run plays more.
And the Saints just continue to roll.
Yeah. Gashing's effective.
I think this is the first time that I've had more rushing touchdowns, or the same amount of rushing touchdowns as I have passing.
Like, I think I was telling Justin and Jose and them earlier in the other chat with Marcus, if you just pass the whole game, they're going to sit in cover 3 and cover 4 and feast on you. You have to run the ball to keep them into man and blitzes and cover 1s. If they know you're going to throw the ball 45 times a game, they're going to look for the ball 45 times a game.
I have some of my most successful running plays against you, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, it's because I know you don't like to run the ball, so I play pure pass defense, and I dare you to run on the ground and beat me. Which up until that last game, you didn't even try to do it.
Yeah, well, I got tired of beating my head up against a brick wall.
I'm the same with Marcus. I'll let Marcus run all day long, but he won't. I'll come out in a cover 3, cover 4. He'll still come out and throw bursts. He'll be like bursts for incomplete pass on first down, bursts for incomplete pass on second down, run the ball for a gain of 8 and third down, and then be like, oh, I can't do anything. Imagine if he ran the ball 3 times for 8 yards.
Found it. It's gun empty Saint.
There you go.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the mismatch maker. Especially the one play that has a natural wheel route from the line of scrimmage, so he doesn't have to come out of the backfield to run it. He just has to come off the line. He only has to go 5 yards out and straight up the sidelines. I mean, you can run the running back underneath the crossers. You can cross the tight end and the running back. It's feast.
Well, if you watch the last play.
Oh, there it is. Yep, see? You already know. It's a mistake. You can't cover it.
No, you're right. I don't think that there's a single linebacker in the league. I think the only way that you don't get away with that is if you're running man defense and you put a safety or a corner as your sub linebacker.
Yeah, you have to see it, know it's coming, and then be in the big dime defense or big nickel where you have an extra safety or corner in the box, and you have to keep him in the running back.
The problem is, unless you use the Saints playbook, that particular formation is relatively unique to that particular playbook and set.
Oh yeah, Mark hasn't even found it yet. And I never told Red about it. Never even showed Red.
Red
I
didn't
told
deserve
myself,
to have anything
if
shown
Red
to
saw
him.
that, or I said, like, if I use it against him and he sees it, like, he'll spam the crap out of that play. He already loves throwing to his running backs enough. Can you imagine making his running backs, you know, his main weapons down the field?
Someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
I saw you sitting there. I saw the run back running right at you. I watched him step up, and I was like, oh, he's going to do it. Yeah, but if you look, there's one with the wheel. Yeah, the flood wheel, like, it's everything you want in that wheel route, but it's so much shorter because it's so much further up.
Oh, you said flood wheel. I'm going to give that one a shot. I don't think I've ever run that play. I honestly thought that I had hit most of my playbook when I played against you. I didn't realize that
There was a whole formation, yeah. You know how, like, Marcus loves that play in the gun where the running back comes out of the backfield on the wheel route and the tight ends cross on drag routes, and the receiver does, like, a 5-yard in? Well, if he found this play, he could run that any time in the game he wanted to. He would never give it away. Because you watch, he'll go straight out and then straight up.
Be careful, because you know Marcus might actually watch this footage.
Well, I mean, you and me know this book, so if we see it, we know what he might be doing. Anybody else will just be like, where's the running back that's supposed to be on the field? Snap the ball, never locate him. Oh, there he is.
I'm honestly, at this point, I'm trying to figure out which one of my players is going to get Player of the Week.
Usually, if they're all playing well, it's the quarterback.
Well, no, Freeman's been having a good game on the ground and in the passing game, so it could give him a competitive advantage. He's got 2 passing touchdowns, or 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns.
I still feel like the quarterback gets so heavily favored. Like,
This
the
is
only
true.
time
And I
I've
do have
ever had a
rushing
receiver
touchdown
win...
quarterback.
Also, the only time I've seen a receiver win over the quarterback is if every touchdown and every target go pretty much to the one guy. Like, he just has to have, like, an absurd game. If you throw, like, 2 here, 2 there, and 2 here, it goes to the quarterback. Because that's 6 touchdowns on the quarterback. It's just too hard to overcome. Trust me, I've had games where I've thrown for 8 touchdowns, but Barkley's had, like, 600 yards, and been the reason I got those touchdowns, and Barkley still don't get the award. It goes to the guy who threw the 6 one-yard TDs.
I feel bad.
Now you know how I feel when I play people all the time. Gets
like,
to a point where it's just like,
imagine if I played him like I play Jose. Like, I know Jose doesn't really care, so I kind of like, I just let loose on Jose. If I played with that same offensive, like, I mean, I've been dinking and dunking offensively. If I played with that same offensive, running all sorts of verts. Oh, cool.
I'm the same way though. Like, I'll have games where it'll start close, and then by the end of the game, I've pulled away and I have a nice lead, and I'm wondering, like, do I still play competitively at this point, or do I just, like, ease up? So I hate to say it, but, like, you have to kind of be selfish, because at the end of the season, you may lose Player of the Year by a touchdown, and by 100 yards, and by a couple catches. You know, like, that's the difference between 10,000 EXP and no EXP. Like, you want those awards and those Pro Bowls. And when everybody else is playing lights out football, you know, it's hard to be the one guy that holds back.
Yeah, you're right.
So, no, do I always listen to
I know
myself?
Marcus would be completely willing to drop fucking 100 points.
Yeah, I was like, Marcus wants to. If Marcus could just figure out how to do that, he would. Marcus's problem is he plays so mundane and so safe and conservative that by the time he gets to the end zone, he's eaten 4 or 5 minutes a drive. He just can't put up that many points. Like, if you look at his games, he's averaged like 30 points a game.
Yeah, well, that's right around what I average too.
Yeah, and like you said, you play that nickel and dime. I mean, at the end of the year, when it's, you know, this quarterback has 30 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and Cam's quarterback has 100 touchdowns and 20 interceptions, unfortunately, it's going to Cam's quarterback.
Devontae Freeman's got to get it at this point. It's not even intentional. He just happens to be the guy getting open.
Well, like I said, on that particular formation, where he lines up with the line, and then in the empty one where he lines up on the far left, those are just 2 mismatches for the running backs. Especially if you're replacing a user middle linebacker.
Only if he gets lined up on the linebacker. If he's on the streak route and they line him up against the corner tends to have that advantage. The release isn't there for the running back.
Yeah, but see, 9 out of 10 times I'll run a running back out wide. It's going across the field, not up the field, just because of that reason. But you can throw a ball way out in front in wide open space, and the running back will get under it.
Defensively, I'm pretty sure Lucier South is going to get the player of the week with 3 INTs. Oh shit!
Yeah, I think I won it on the AFC side because I had
100-something
5 interceptions. Well, yeah, I had 5 interceptions with the middle linebacker, and I think I had 2 touchdowns with him. And then in the Steeler game, I think I had 6 interceptions and 2 touchdowns with Shazier. Really want to send those pictures to Red and be like, can you explain to me how I still did the same thing on all my mode with my highest corner being an 80? Can you?
Well, you see, Badger, the reason you did it is because you've got all those defensive linemen and all those linebackers to go along with them. Oh shit, I wasn't expecting a run play. Oh god.
just want to look right in the eye and say, nope, this is a completely original Steeler defense, except for the fact that I made a single trade with radio to bring in Houston. And I gave up Hayden to do it.
4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
And he'll still say something like, oh, well, you gave up your best defensive corner, but you know, you picked up Houston, and Houston's like the best pass rusher in the game. Therefore, it doesn't even matter who you have back there because they don't have time.
But Houston is also not the best pass rusher in the game.
Red
Houston
had a
is
thing for
above
Houston.
average.
I think most 3-4 outside linebackers are garbage on Madden because they have low strength and they have low speed.
Yeah, but Houston does do well as an end.
Yeah, honestly, now you can put them at ends, but when you're trying to drop, or when you're trying to blitz a linebacker from 5 yards off the line of scrimmage with 80 or 80 or sub 80 speed.
That was a catch.
Like James Harrison, Terrell Suggs, Justin Houston.
They gave him that.
The ball rolled away.
Oh, I missed. I'll give him the points. It's all good.
It's a confidence booster, even if it came off of a garbage play.
I'm not trying to heed his quarterback's development or anything like that.
I mean, if you hit that, you would have been just fine.
It just gives me one more shot at offensive touchdown. In the grand scheme of things, it's worked out for me.
They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game
Hello. There's no such thing as kneeling in Madden.
The practicing of the kneel down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. To put someone back deep.
I had the same.
Oh Jesus! Why would you do that?
In my second to last game, I played the Cleveland Browns before I played the Ravens. And I let up a touchdown when I dropped my controller on defense and my corner dived.
Oh, he's out in corner. Goodbye, DD.
So I let up a 60-yard touchdown
Now.
with like 30 seconds left in the game. And let my first points of the year, and I was like, aw, damn
It's
it.
alright. I'll settle for 14 points or less per game.
Yeah, I wasn't even focusing on shutting out. It's just been happening. Like, I didn't even realize till after that game, when I played the Baltimore game, that I had not let up any points yet except for that fluke touchdown. And I was like, oh, well, that makes it feel worse. And I was like, well, I didn't drop my controller at one time.
I just want the XP, sir. Just want the XP.
Could try that Saint empty play.
Aha. You're not the only one that can complete a pass on the sideline.
Crossers to Allen.
How would you know?
Oh, we take crossers. Oh. Yep, Allen. Okay. Hey, I know a lot of your tendencies. Marcus is too.
Oh yeah, I don't hide the fact that I know that I do that a lot. But honestly, I didn't run that PA crossers play once against you, specifically because I knew you would be looking for it.
Well, I just honestly see it a lot. Everybody picks that formation with the 3 receivers on the left, and they run all across the middle. It's like, come on. People don't know, but Marty used to run that play like 100 times a game. Only that play.
In 18, it was broken. Once you got to a certain point, if your receiver was over 90-something speed, it didn't matter what coverage they were in, the defense couldn't stop it. That's how I was getting 10 to 12 touchdowns a game at the end of 18, is because I would just spam PA crossers.
Yeah, well, Marty ran it with Jakeem Grant with 96 speed, John Ross with 98 speed, and Tyreek Hill with 97 speed.
That's disappointing.
So for the
I thought I had more than
Saints,
38
it's
rushing yards.
back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Kansas City Queens
Yeah.
are my next game.
The early struggles
And all 59 of his basically came on one play.
And they'll be at home for one next week against the Oakland Raiders.
That 40-something yard run where you're like, I wasn't expecting a run play. I don't know.
Well, yeah, right there at the end of the fourth.
I won't tell you how many times, like, through 3 quarters, I let up under 100 yards total on both passing and rushing combined. And then in the fourth quarter, I let up, like, another 100 yards in garbage plays. Like, the most